just compared a bonnet to
I would
a
like to fit.
hoodie. Like,
I'll land in two seconds. I'll land in two.
come on
I will
now,
Where you
land.
gonna
come on
land
now.
though?
I will
I mean, you
land
don't
in
never
two.
put a period on shit.
I will.
God
I
damn, put
will.
a period on it.
I will land in 2 seconds.
This is why we
I
don't need female presidents, no female leadership, because this bullshit ass rhetoric right here, man, you ain't for us. If you for us, fuck you. We don't want you on our goddamn team. You ain't for us. How you for us, but you gonna sit there and talk down to us black men? How
where
you
did I
say you
talk?
for us? We don't need no. We don't need women like you on our team because you're not
Where did
for
I
us.
say
You
I'm
talking
not?
about
Where
you
did I say I don't like y'all?
because when
Well,
you
for
make the
one, you
statement of
completely
you
And
mischaracterized.
I
disrespecting
also
women,
said
black
let me.
men,
Hold on,
I
let him
also
have it.
said.
Let him have it. Let
that's
him
what
have it.
you said.
I also said let me land in two
You said you
seconds.
disrespect us when that white man disrespect. That's all to be more
That's not
reason
what
why
I
you should get on my team.
said.
But you're not. That's exactly what you said, man.
That's
You're
not what
not
I
for
said.
us.
All right. All
You
right. Hey,
part of
let
the
her clarify.
problem.
Let her clarify
You
what
are
she
the
said.
worst enemy as a black man could ever have.
She said, I
Go ahead.
said she never been in the presence
Go
of a
ahead, man.
king.
I
And what
said.
I
I
specifically
said
said
I
is,
will land. Okay, if you didn't say that, I apologize. I misheard you. So if you did not say that, I apologize. I misheard you. I thought you said you could tell by the way she's sitting, she never been in the presence of a king. If you did not
and
say
something
that,
close
I
to it.
apologize. So we can move forward. I was wrong. I'll yield and concede to that. I am saying I have heard several black men speak on black women outside of True, I believe. I've heard several black men speak on black women and the divisiveness within our community. And I am telling you as a black woman within that culture and community, there's a harsh misunderstanding between us and things that I think need to be addressed. Not that I agree or disagree with them, but I see that there's a lack of respect. And I think you got to understand if we all humans and we all animalistic, if 100 people running towards me and nobody cares about what you think, everybody has more money than you, everyone is more educated than you, everyone is everyone is building a home and a community better than you, it would make no sense. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It would make no sense for me to pitch my tent here, which would then cause a disruption between a balance that we should have, that I agree that does not exist. But if y'all want the women to respect y'all, women need security and provisions. So we need, and we also need to feel protected. And if the world don't care about y'all and we operate in the world, it would be helpful if we saw y'all being respected. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying y'all gotta
Oh,
play
look
the
at you. That's
banjo,
a
but
nice
it would
answer.
just be helpful.
But that's not what you just described. What you
I
described is
I
not. Let me finish. You
clarified.
just
I
landed. You just landed.
clarified.
You just landed.
I
But all right, you just landed.
I
I'm
okay.
responding. What you just described is not that the world doesn't respect us, because what we're telling you, we're literally sitting here telling you that the problem is not that the world doesn't respect us. The problem is that when you compare us to everyone else, you don't respect us because you are valuing us but based off of material things and based off of material wealth and based off of what other cultures have accumulated. So the problem is not that the white man looks at me having less money and says that I'm less. The problem is that when you as a black man looks at the white man with his more money and then you look at me with my less money, you immediately in your mind decide that I'm of lesser value and then decide in your mind that I'm not worth respect and leadership, because what you want to respect and be led by is the wealth. But the problem is not that, but I am a black man. Hear me out, Danielle. I am a black man. I'm not having that same problem with all those other people that you're talking about. The rest of the world that you're saying disrespects me, I'm telling you, my experience that you're telling me I should be having, that's not my experience. The rest of the world respects me highly. When I speak, people don't interrupt me. Hold on, stop. When I speak, people listen. They don't interrupt me. When I give my opinions, people value them. The rest of the world treats us as black men like that. When we go everywhere else, we're respected. It's when we're amongst our women. It's y'all that don't respect us because y'all, again, like I said, y'all look at the achievements or the physical wealth that other people have, and you compare us and say, oh, this guy has a Bentley. They're driving in Bentleys over here. We like Bentleys. He doesn't have a Bentley yet. He's not a man. Let me go to where the Bentleys is at. And you guys keep saying, no, well, I don't see y'all have it. Where y'all Bentleys at? But then in the same breath, right, that y'all tell us that where our Bentley's at, right, in the same breath, y'all say, oh, well, y'all are oppressed. So then maybe if that's the case, right, then you should kind of understand why we're not respected in the way that you say we should be, right? But and yet still y'all don't give us the respect. You constantly, when men talk about leadership, I don't hear women, black women, saying, giving reasons why they should follow men's leadership. I don't see them saying, you know what, yeah, I never hear them saying, you know what, you're right, a lot of men do have good leadership skills. I always hear them defer to the worst case scenario. Oh, these men aren't leaders, these men can't do X, Y, Z. You telling me all these men aren't leaders? There's tons of black men with jobs, tons of married black men, tons of black men that are homeowners, and you say none of them are good leaders, none of them are worth you listening to a bit of their advice. That's completely asinine. But again, it's y'all standards that causes y'all to disrespect us. It's not the rest of the world disrespecting us. So until you can look into the mirror and realize that it's you that doesn't respect us, and stop projecting the rest of the world, we're not going to be able to fix the problem. Stop thinking about how other people think about us, because we're not concerned with that. Think about how you treat us. Think about how you respect us, and think about how you care about us. And I guarantee you that will lead us closer together as a people. And I'll end there.
All right, I'm gonna go to True and let me get Casey in there.
I just wanted to say, so we can keep it moving. I understand time, JR. The fact that a black woman would walk out the house with a bonnet on and then utilize it as a garment to protect herself from the elements like an umbrella does not suffice is the problem. And it does not matter if this woman is married or single. It is the fact that there is not a very, very strong idea presence of, yes, how I'm perceived in this world by how I look, how I talk, and how I dress does matter. And it reflects sometimes negatively, but it's combated that we should allow for that to exist. And that's the problem. And I'll yield.
All right, go ahead, Casey.
Well,
let's go to Hank then, Casey. Go ahead, Hank.
No, I think one of the problems is the fact that you sit there and call men not leaders just because they don't agree with you. You call men on this panel, you're not leaders because we don't agree with you. How? Again, this is what I was talking about earlier, that self-hate. You speak on us about what we say, but you part of that self-hate problem. That's exactly what I was talking about. I don't care what the white folks say. They're going to say what they say. But if people look like you, Danielle, saying the same thing, that hurts more because we're supposed to be on the same side. But you're going to say we're not leaders. Why? Because we don't agree with you. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there.